And Cinco de Mayo festivals underway across America. They are a symbol, of course, of Mexican unity and patriotism. But not everyone's celebrating. In Tulsa, Oklahoma today, organizers canceling a one-day fiesta, fearing immigration agents would be working the crowd looking for illegals. The celebrations follow Monday's protests where lots of illegals were caught on tape. So should the government use that video to track them down? My next guest says, yeah, right away. The government should do that and a whole lot more. Mike Cutler is a former INS senior special agent. So you think, start moving.
Yep. Thanks for having me, Neil. Look, reality is, though, with so few agents, that we aren't doing nearly enough. Right now, we've got fewer than 3,000 special agents assigned to ICE for interior enforcement. We've got perhaps 20 million illegal aliens, and put it in perspective, New York's the safest big city with 8 million residents and 37,000 cops. What do you think would happen to New York's crime rate if we had 3,000 cops?
All right, but let's say you did get images and you did get of illegals here. Then what do you do? What's the next step?
Well, if somebody could recognize them and that sort of thing. And believe me, with the limited resources, the likelihood of that really happening is between slim and none. But in an ideal world, we should be using resources at our disposal to secure our country. You know, we're waging a war on terror.
Do you suspect that was done, though? I can't imagine it not having been done, that these guys haven't been taped, haven't been, examined.
I would imagine it may well have happened, but what level of, what expectation of privacy do you have when you're standing on a street corner screaming at the top of your lungs, waving flags?
Well, that's my point. So I can't imagine some enterprising INS agent or former agent, doing just that.
Could well have happened.
And then what would be the result?
Well, if they could identify, for example, the fugitive, especially if the guy was particularly notorious, involved with serious crimes or what have you.
But what if he wasn't?
Right now, we're not apprehending many illegal aliens at all. You know, the president is talking...
So even if we had proof, I've seen some go on local TV shows and say, I'm illegal, I'm here, I'm proud of it. But nothing's going to happen to the guy. Right?
Probably not. You know, right now they were bragging about Operation Community Shield. They arrested 2,700 gang members. There are hundreds of thousands of gang members who are deportable. And we're able to apprehend 2,700 out of hundreds of thousands.
But
we're so limited in resources.
Mike, that in a few weeks, maybe months, we're going to collate a lot of this data and say, all right, we got info on this guy, this guy, this guy, they're going.
If we could. But again, at what point will we get the resources to get the job done? Again, we're waging a war on terror. If you don't know who's here, if you don't secure the borders, how do you protect the country from people that want to do us ill? And that's really the biggest problem. They keep saying we've tried enforcement, it doesn't work. They've tried to provide a poor illusion of enforcement, and that's what doesn't work.
All right, Mike, I want to get the other side on this story here. My next guest says don't stop with targeting the illegals. He wants the companies that hire them to take the fall, and he runs a website to expose these businesses. With us now is Jason Mrochek of WeHireAliens.com. So far, the site has reported more than 1,300 suspicious companies to the feds. How does it work?
Hey, Neil, thanks for having me. Well, what happens is the general public can go on our website. They can submit an employer with all the information that they have, whether they're in the HR department or an operations manager, and that information then goes on our site. They've got to agree that it's true and accurate, and we tell them that, unless they want to run into trouble reporting, false information to the authorities, that not to do it. So,
all right. So let's say you do get proof. Let's say you get proof of that, right? Then what do you do?
Well, I think, and that's part of what our site does is we're forwarding this information onto ICE, the FBI, who is authorized to investigate and prosecute immigration violations, the Social Security Administration, who should be interested, and also, in some cases, the state taxing authority. So we're asking for these companies to be investigated based on the information that people are reporting.
All right. So when there was this crackdown in Texas a couple of weeks ago, right? Did that come from information you helped provide, or the type of thing, the crackdowns on illegal hirings coming indirectly from you?
Are you talking about IFCO or Airborne Express?
Right, that was it, IFCO, that's right. It was a German
IFCO,
concern, right?
actually, IFCO was actually on our site prior to the bust, so it validates the fact that, the people out there who are reporting this stuff on our site and to the authorities know where these employers and these illegal aliens are going, but we need the public support. As far as getting them involved in reporting them and volunteering, and also financial support.
All right, Jason, thank you very much. Jason Mrochek of WeHireAliens.com.